Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Jamil. So let's see what market can move and how we can plan for tomorrow. First things, last day we have done discuss after opening gap down 11,650, 11,600 after opening directly gap down, either market will going to be volatile or market can reversal from here, because after opening gap down it will be buyer range and also market continuously selling from the top side. So after opening gap down we will be wait for one day to closing the market, and market today directly open gap down near on 11,500. 11,500 is the most important key point for the market that we have done discussed on our previous video. And I also don't expect that 350 point market directly open today on here. It's a huge gap down for the market. Remember always for the Nasdaq, 100 and 100 point opening gap up and gap down, it's a huge gap up and gap down for the market. So after opening gap down, it can be upside momentum or either it can be downside momentum for the market. And for this range we discussed on yesterday, 11,500 going to be the most important support for the market. It any condition, if any candle closing below 11,500, market can become sharply fall down from here. And you can see here after closing 11,500 candle closing, market continuously in one direction fall down, that to be in 300 point. 300 point in one direction for the Nasdaq, it's, to be honest, is the not easiest things, but market fall down from here. But this is the plan we already made on yesterday. So I hope you make something. Hit the like button if you understand, if you remember in our previous video, then we discussed this about this range. If anything candle closing, market can become sharply fall down here, on it can become a panic selling on the market. So now we can understand the power of round level. Remember always, round level always act as a support and resistance in the market, because round level, these are the round level, also a psychological level. So this range act as a support and resistance of the market. So after opening gap down, it's a sharp selling, so completely on volatile market for today. And you can see after 300 point fall down, also 300 point recover on the same day, then again in the end it's a fall down. So it's a completely volatile market for today. So how we can plan for tomorrow? Suppose after opening for tomorrow, after opening flat, we can plan to sell on here, and the round level going to be 11,000 and 11,050 will going to be may act as a support for the market, because this is the fresh level, a psychological level, another round level. This range will going to be act as a support for the market. So our plan will going to be after opening flat, as soon as cross this thing, you can plan to sell for tomorrow, and 40 to 50 point going to be our stop loss, 1 is going to be our target. This is our first plan. And if anything gap down, 11,000, 11,100, 11,000 directly gap down, then it can be reversal planning, because after opening gap down, it's a true obvious. You can see here we discussing from that day when market was trading 11,500. From this range we continuously discussing that if this range going to be a breakdown, we can see a sharply fall down from here. If you didn't see our previous video, go and check it out. We have done discussed multiple time on here about this range. The moment market was trading on that range, we discussed many times, if this range will going to be a breakout or even breakdown, we can see a directional momentum on the market. And you can see here after closing 11,500 that we discussed, market almost fall down 1,300 point. 1,300 point, that to be in 2 to 3 days, it is not easiest things, to be honest. On you can see after gap down directly again gap down, you can see a gap down, it's a selling, gap down, it's a selling. So again gap down, again it's a selling. It is not going to be happen generally, because this kind of easiest pattern market will not going to be formed again and again. So after opening gap down, it will become true obvious that continuously gap down selling, continuously gap down and selling. So after opening gap down, it can be reversal for tomorrow. So how we can plan it for here? Remember one point, for this planning, market need to open gap down. If anything gap down, then we have to wait for 50 minutes, first 50 minute candle. After first 50 minute candle, if it is kind of like doji candle on here, let me draw it on here. Suppose market directly open gap down and kind of like candle is making, that to be in 50 minute time frame. Only after this condition we can planning to buy for tomorrow, but with small quantity, with small risk, because this is the gap can act as a support for the gap act as a resistance for the market. So for this, if we planning with a small quantity to small risk, if it is work, then well and good, we make something on here. If it is sudden reverse, then we are not going to be lose much on here. So that's the reason this condition need to be met after directly gap down. Doji candle need to be in format doji candle, or either it can be engulfing candle, and that to be in green candle after gap down on here. As soon as it cross the high, break the high, we can plan to buy for tomorrow, and same candle below will going to be our stop loss. This is our first condition for the for the Nasdaq for tomorrow after opening directly gap down. So suppose after flat and gap down, we also planning on here. So after direct opening, after if anything gap up, which is near on 11,500, after opening gap up, then it also will be considered for the selling, because you can see here this candle buyer also tried to recover from here, but immediately got rejection on here, and slow and steady after making a price action, it's been sharply fall down from here. So after opening gap down, we also going to sell on here after closing 5-minute green candle. Same 5-minute green candle high will be going to be stop loss, and as soon as we cross this low, we can try to sell on here, but we have to book our profit as soon as it touches this level, and 40 to 50 going to be our stop loss, and 1 going to be our target. After touching this level, the market will going to be volatile on here, because after gap on here, market will going to be planning on here. So our plan after opening flat, gap up, slightly gap up near on 11,500 after 5-minute red candle closing. As soon as we break this low, we can try to sell on here, and 40 to 50 point going to be stop loss, 1 going to be our target. So I hope you understand this point, friend. This is the plan for the Nasdaq for tomorrow. This is just my own analysis. It is not any recommendation or any buy or sell signal. I just want you to understand the market, how price work, what is the important level for the market. So in future, you can understand easily after seeing this kind of analysis. It can help you in future based on the price action. So let's check the S&P 500. How we can planning to buy or sell for tomorrow. For the S&P 500, after opening flat, as soon as we cross this swing 3,740, after opening flat, as soon as we cross this swing, we can plan to sell on here, and 10 point going to be stop loss. 10 point means 10 point into your quantity size. After opening flat, as soon as we cross this swing, we can plan to sell on here, and this is the round level can be support for the market. 3,700 going to be support for the market, and 10 point stop loss, 1 is going to be our target. If anything directly gap down, then similar analysis that we done on Nasdaq, after only closing 50-minute red green candle after opening gap down, either it could be a engulfing candle, or either it can be a doji candle. Only these two scenario we can plan to buy on here, but with a small quantity. With a small quantity, we can plan to buy on here, and 1 is going to be our target, and 10 point or same candle low going to be our stop loss. If anything gap up near on 3,800, it will be again selling pressure. We can plan to short on here again. Similar 10 point going to be stop loss, and 1 is going to be our target. So I hope you understand all of these points, friends. This is just my own view. You have to do your own research to take a better trade. Even if you do your own, if you trade based on your own analysis, even if it is wrong, at least you can learn something on it. This is my video just to give you the idea that how market can trade for tomorrow, how market can travel, how market what is the range for tomorrow, based on my own analysis, on research, my own experience. This is not, again, it is not a recommendation. It is just for educational purpose. So I hope you understand this psychological point. Don't take any of my point as a granted. Always follow your own risk to reward ratio. Always follow your own psychology on the market, so it would help you in the future. Let's see which stock we can plan to take a trade for tomorrow. First stock will going to be a Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble will going to be our first stop loss. First stock will going to take it for tomorrow is for the selling side. As soon as after opening flat, as soon as we cross 137, as soon as we cross, we can try to sell on here. And $2 going to be stop loss, 1 is going to be our target. Remember, after opening flat, if anything gap up, gap down, we will be ignore this stock. Only after opening flat, as soon as we cross this swing 137, then we can try to sell on here. On $2 going to be stop loss, 1 is going to be our target. So our first stock. Second stock will going to be Alibaba stock. It is also for the selling side. You can see here market start to closing psychological level $100 level, start to closing below today $98 near on closing today. So after opening flat, as soon as we cross 98, we can try to sell on here. And similarly, $2 going to be stop loss, 1 is going to be our target. So after opening, if anything gap up near on $100, then we have to ignore this trade, because after opening gap up near on $100, then it can become positive on here, because $100 is the most psychological level in the market. So it should not be open gap up above $100. After opening flat, as soon as it crosses this swing, we can try to sell on here, and 1 is going to be our target. $2 going to be our stop loss. I hope you understand all of this point, friend. If you understand, and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, friend. I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and thank you very much.